there, Reseller Mike, and I haven't done videos in a long time, been quite busy. So today we're going to do a year-end video, what I did for the year. I'm going to start off this way. Hopefully I'm going to get some more videos out. It's just been kind of hectic. You're going to see with my totals that obviously I've been very busy just sourcing, doing other things, that kind of stuff. So my plan is to get some more videos, to try to do better content and get some things out there. That being said, I wanted to at least give you the update for the full year and a little bit of background for those people who have never watched one of my videos. So I'll try to make it short, best I can. So let's start out with how I started. Everybody knows that I was rideshare reselling with Uber and Lyft. And then I turned it into thrifting off of that, where I was driving around and I was near all these thrift stores. So I started to learn to thrift, and through YouTube videos and other things, learned how to basically do that. Okay, so this video here will be an actual first full year reselling. So April this year will be full 2 years. So my first year I started on April 1st and went all the way through December. My totals for that year, if you look back at the old video, was $105,000 for that year, which wasn't bad for, considering I hadn't done this at all. That's an actual sale. So let me qualify like everybody else does. The numbers you're going to see here are total sales. I'll give you a general of where my costs were. I do have a spreadsheet, but I don't have it on here, and I'm not going to dig it out, but I'll give you a general on that and a general idea of overall of how I feel about making it a full-time business for many. Okay, that's what I'm getting to. All right, so that's how I started, and then I started to move from there. Now, my main sources of thrifting are obviously, I'll start with number one is thrift stores. Number one are thrift stores. Number two, garage sales. Number three, Nextdoor, Facebook, that kind of thing. Did really good with Nextdoor and Facebook during the pandemic. Kind of go over that in a second. So those are my three sources. Basically, I work, so everybody knows when you see these numbers, and if you think it's easy, I want to clarify, it is easy. I find it easy, okay? It is work. It is not going to be super easy work, but for me, I find it easy. So you got to remember, that's me. I enjoy working. That's me again. So I will tell you that I am doing this at least every day. And I think any picker out there will probably tell you the same thing, that they're doing it every day. But it's fun to do, okay? It's not work. It's not going 8 to 5 at a job where you have a boss. You cannot put a so-called number on freedom of being your own boss. And I mean completely your own boss. You don't want to work, you don't work. You take a day off, go ahead. Go golfing, go ahead. Promptu trip, go ahead. You don't have to ask anybody. You can't put a dollar amount on that. I mean, it is invaluable. That part of this is what is really, really fun. You just can do whatever you want. And, if you've got the will, you're going to do fine. My routine, Monday through Friday, if I gave it to you, is basically I wake up. If I have anything left to package from the night before, if something came in, I will package it. By the time 10 o'clock rolls around, I am ready to go. As far as hit the thrift stores with this quarantine, the minimum hours that they open is 10 o'clock. Savers here is opening at 1 o'clock. So I have to kind of work a routine. So I set my routine for these thrift stores. So I really don't get going till about 10. And then I work consistently from 10 to 4. So there's about a 6-hour window where I'm figuring out what stores to hit and so forth and so on. I'm also looking on Nextdoor, peeking around, trying to figure out that. Then on the weekends, on Saturdays when it's really garage sale season, I'm up in the morning there and I'm hitting the garage sales. So then when I get home, I have two rules, okay? Rule number one is no death pile. Absolutely no death pile. And organization. So those two kind of go hand in hand. Every item I pick during the day goes up that night. That pile you see over there, that's an Amazon pile. I also do Amazon. I'm not going to show you my Amazon numbers. They're pretty good, okay? But I only ship new items to Amazon and books. I don't ship used. I don't sell that used on there. That's just me. And I do very well with Amazon. Generally speaking, I can net $1,500 a month every month from Amazon. That's pretty straightforward, pretty simple to do. So I net about $1,500 a month on Amazon, and that will not be in this total. All right. So that's generally how I work. Hopefully I can do some more videos. It's just difficult here in California. Like I said, you can't videotape inside stores and people. It's a little tricky, so I got to come up with a method. We'll see what we come up with. All right, so let's start off with the year. The year was very good. I will give you a brief little synopsis. The pandemic hit in March, so I was a little bit nervous. At first, I didn't know what to think. I thought we were only going to be shut down for a month. I was a little bit nervous, but then I realized that I had enough inventory. That's the other thing, is you guys got to have enough inventory. Build your inventory. The key is listing. Keep listing. So during the pandemic, I think I had about, I want to say 600 or 700 items. And quickly, it dropped down to about 4. And I was still trying to find things on Nextdoor. If you saw some of my videos, I was finding a lot of free stuff on Nextdoor. Occasional garage sales, those kind of things. So I still had some inventory, but it was really good. So I still did really well during that 3-month period, March, April, May, June, before the thrift store started to open. So you're going to see the progression here in these numbers, all right? And let's take a quick look at, let's start off right off with January through March. Let me get it up here. Hopefully we don't mess it up. All right, let me get it bigger. Move me over. Move me over. Move me here. All right, there you go. So January through March, I did 30,240. If you notice, it was down the year prior. Well, I think the year prior I wasn't really doing anything. So, you know, it's just the way it works, I guess, their logarithm. But anyhow, January through March 31st, $30,240. Right, that was kind of, March was the last month. The pandemic was really kind of going on. So now here we're going to get April, May, and June, and you'll see the 3 months during the pandemic. So during the 3 months during the pandemic, swing it over here if I can. 34,178. So I did, you know, through January, February, March, 34,178 and 69. And I was up a little bit. So I was up during that 3-month period, and I felt good. Remember, I'm still very young. I've only been doing it a year at this point, and I'm still very young as a picker, even though I'm old. And that's where I got. So 34,178 for that period. Let's take a look at July, August, September. Now the thrift stores are opening. There's a little bit more opportunity out there. And now you're going to see that we did 46,011 for that 3-month period of July through September. A 33% jump year over year. So really cooking now. Thrift stores are opening. I'm finding a few more things. Still some garage sales. It was really tight, tough. It was not easy. Let me put it that way. It was hard to find stuff, but you just had to keep plugging away. And that's my another one of my rules is you got to just keep going. You can't stop. You can't be sedentary. You just got to keep moving. Keep moving. Keep looking. Things will start to fall into your lap. All right, 46,011. And here is the fourth, everybody calls it the fourth quarter. There we go. So the fourth quarter jumped up to 56,177 and 44. So did really well from October, November, December. Almost everything sold. It just kept selling. So it was pretty darn good fourth quarter for me. You'll see I'm going to show you my 90 days. I took a screenshot from today. Today is January 10th. So you'll see a screenshot of my 90-day total. So you can see how my 90-day has progressed and how I'm still moving forward, still making good sales. All right, and we'll explain what I buy, how I kind of buy it, and what my theory is on some of that stuff in a minute. Let's look at the totals. All right, here's the totals for the year. So if we add them all together, guys, there you go. All right, $166,606. That's for the 2020 full year. That's my first full year selling on eBay. The year prior was a 9-month period. I did 105,000. Now, please remember, this is total sales. It incorporates everything. So let's take my preliminary spreadsheet is about 22 to 25,000 in purchase cost of that 166. Take out eBay fees and everything else. Let's call it another, what's that, 10% 16, let's call it 20. So let's call it 45. So 45 from 166 is leaves you 125. And then let's say you pay 30% tax. Let's just figure that out. So another 36, so about 90. So let's just hypothetical. Let's say that there's about 90,000 of profit, roughly, in that ballpark. So 90,000, and then you divide it by 12. Was that 8,000 a month take home? Yeah, 80. About 8. Let's call it about 8,000, 7,500 a month in actual take home. So 75 to 8. That's the way I kind of figure it. And I have so many people in the picking. What's great is I've learned so much from. I'm gonna knock this down. So 166. All right, guys. So there's the total. I want to talk a little bit about. I have so many people that I have met. The one great thing about picking is I have met so many fantastic pickers online and in the store, and I can tell you that they're absolutely fabulous, and they will help you if you get to know them. We all cheer each other on. Somebody gets a good find. Hey, I'm happy. That's great because I'm going to get my find. I can't get everything. So I really enjoy watching other pickers, and they help me. They tell me, hey, look at this, look at that. We're constantly kind of in contact. And some of you might say, hey, like I like golf clubs, right? Some people don't like golf clubs. They know I like heavy electronics. So they might be saying, hey, this is over here, this is there. So it's a network. We're networking. Some guys they just don't have the space. They don't know how to ship heavy amps. So that's a big thing for me is electronics. I love electronics. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid to test them. I'm not afraid to ship them. If you want big numbers, you got to get big items. You got to get either small items that sell for a lot or big items that sell for a lot. So I get smalls and bigs. So that's how I basically attack this. I'm not afraid to get anything. I'll look at it. I'm going to put up a hutch. I think I'm going to try to put the hutch up here that I bought, that I paid $30 at a garage sale, and that came from a picker friend who said, Mike, hey, look, there's some records at this flea market. No, that's this flea market. There's some records at this garage sale. Go check it out. But while you're there, there's this George Jetson piece of furniture, and it's right up your alley since you're a furniture guy. You know furniture. So I got there, and I was looking at the records, and that piece was there. It was pretty huge. Hopefully I'll put it up here. And they said, hey, how much do you want for that? And I said, how much do you want for that? And they said $50. So, it was a large piece. I had to figure out how I was going to store it. And, if it's a great piece, you'll figure out how to store it. Long story short, they actually said, give me an offer. So I bought it for $30. $30. I just sold it yesterday for $2,000. Yesterday. Yep. 2000. So if they're out there, those things are out there. That's a classic example of how to work with other pickers. He's a really good friend, Brian, and Brian turned me on to that piece and said, hey, go look at it. Maybe you can use it. And when you see it, you're going to go, yeah, you probably would have taken it too, okay? So you got to be out there networking, continually looking for items. I can tell you that if you're trying to be, if you're new and you're trying to figure out how to do this, all I can tell you is to keep focused on one area at first, or one or two, and try to figure out those areas. Don't spend a whole lot of time in bad areas. And I'm not going to, there's a lot of people who sell clothes. There's a lot of people who sell glass. So there are those people. But for me, those are two areas that I don't spend hardly any time in. And I'm probably missing a lot of stuff, yes. But I just don't have, that's just not my area. So everybody has their area. So if you're really good at clothes, fine, go for it. But generally speaking, I find the really big money is in electronics, all that kind of stuff. Used electronics that's vintage, newer items that I can put on Amazon. I love that. I mean, sometimes you'll be amazed when you're on Amazon. Amazon is a gold mine. If I could put every item on Amazon that I had, and it was like eBay, I think my sales would be even way higher. That Amazon Prime button is magic. It's just amazing that something that would sell on eBay for maybe say 75 will sell on Amazon for double, 150 easily. So that's another little thing, is if you're starting out, you kind of look at Amazon, but Amazon's a different animal. It requires a little bit of different interface and that kind of thing. So you'll maybe feed into that area too. So you got to keep moving. I can tell you right now that if you're starting out, the first thing you got to do is you got to have 2 feet, and those 2 feet have to move. If those 2 feet are spending time not doing anything, I might be here, maybe I'll step on a few nerves, but if you're out there, spending a lot of time watching TV, just wasting an hour or two of your day on, I don't call it mindless stuff, but if you're just not, focused, it's not going to happen. You have to be willing to go out and work and put in the hours. And it's not like this is a job, right? It's not like it's really that. It's tricky in the aspect that you got to get in your car, you got to move. Sometimes you got to wait in a line now because of the pandemic and so forth. But it's a ton of fun. But again, you got to keep moving, get out there and just get out and do it. Meet people. Don't be afraid to ask. If you see the same person in the store over and over, he's a picker, or she's a picker, or somebody's a picker. There's a lot of women pickers out there too, they have a different perspective. So sometimes they have better ideas than some of these other guys I know. So, I'll pick their brains too. It's like, hey, what are you looking for? Because they might be in a really good area or point you in the right direction. So keep an eye out for that, for people. And just keep plugging along. Again, it's a lot of fun, guys. It's a ton. It's been, just an amazing year. So let's get up here and real quick and look at one last thing for you. Here is there you go, big number right there. That is as of January 10th, 2020. That is my 90-day total. I have 13 I have to ship today. And 59,609. If you notice my active versus my solds, they pretty much come in 1 for 1. That's another thing that I think a lot of people need to know is how I also think about this. I think of one for one, and that means one in, one out. That way we keep a good balance of stuff. And if we're doing one for one, then we're not hoarding too much, right? Now, I do have a lot of stuff for sale. Just some stuff takes longer, goes faster. So what I think about this too is think about if we have another shutdown, we don't know what's going to happen January 20th. Maybe Joe Biden comes in and says, hey, let's shut it down for 30 days or 45 days, completely. I mean, we just don't know. I have 1,000 pieces of inventory, plus I can thrift, next door and some things like that. But I'll take that time and work that inventory down and sell that stuff off and, not have to worry one iota for 30, 45 days. I've got enough inventory to just sit back and ship stuff, basically, So sometimes I look forward to, 3 or 4 days or a day or two, today being Sunday. I really like Sundays because that's my organization day where I get out there and organize and put everything back together. I think I do have a video I'm trying to put in the can. I can't spoil it and show you something that I got that I need to make room for. You'll see if you see the video. So anyhow, there is my totals for the year, folks. Not bad, $166,000. First full year selling on eBay. And it was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys will get more videos. And if you like my videos, give them a thumbs up. If you subscribe, it's just going to help me in the long run, help you in the long run, help other people. My goal is to help people, period. That's all I really want to do. I want to help people. I want to inspire people to do what I do and what others do, and to make money and help your families. That's the key, part-time or full-time, either way. Hey, once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.